She shall be banished from Castle Coral and stripped of her duties. However, I am not without pity, and therefore she shall not be jailed.
Thank goodness she's not going to jail. I was a bit worried for a moment there. Banishment, though. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the stream. How are we all? Crips, thank you for the bruh and the prayers. I hope you feel blessed. Good morning once again. Good morning to you. How are we? How are we feeling? How's everyone doing? Currently shoveling a bowl of cereal down my throat, so I'm doing all good. That's a way to start the day. That is something that can surely be said, that is a way to start the day. I'm just getting ready to do some musical goodness, hopefully. I'll probably find a way to butcher it. We'll see what happens. Luckily, basically doing the way that I'm going to do it means that we can get it done within a stream. If I was making one of my actual originals, it would take like the one that I've been working on recently. Sorry, the one I've been working on recently that's just released, gone into the release stage rather, has taken weeks. Or probably a month or so, actually. I just envision them dislocating their jaw like a snake and gulping an entire bowl. I mean, that's what I envisioned as well. And if that's not happening, then I feel a little bit ripped off. But what are you gonna do? There's not much you can do about things like this sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna be making some of the music that you hear in your ears right now to add to the stream, and just a little bit of extra flavor, a bit of extra variety. Let's see how many songs we have so far. Like, we've actually got a decent catalog at the moment. Does it tell us how many? Multiple. Oh yeah, 46. We got 46 songs. It's how much in total is it? Like length. 2 hours 44 minutes. So essentially, as it already is, we should never. Well, I suppose if it's true shuffle, there is the possibility of getting a song twice. But if it was just playing them all through, we would never get a song twice. But a little bit of extra variety is always good. Don't worry, I'm definitely ripping off my entire jaw to eat the bowl. Okay, good. I was a little worried there for a moment that that's not what was happening, and honestly a little bit disappointed, but hearing that makes me feel a lot better. So yeah, we're gonna have to decide exactly what we're working with. There's basically, the way that I've picked them at the moment has been from a few different categories. One has been like, just like iconic pop songs or classic pop songs of some variety. Another has been like gaming soundtracks or like iconic gaming tunes, like the Super Mario theme, Super Mario 64, one of the most iconic ones of Super Mario 64 anyway. A few from a different Legend of Zelda ones, some of the really cool sounding ones. Movie soundtracks I would like to be able to do, but they are trickier. The ones that I've tried to do of those have just never quite worked out right. So it's mainly between like, yeah, gaming related ones, or like some sort of a popular tune. So we gotta figure out what that's gonna be. What about a Star Wars one? Well, we do have the Star Wars Cantina one, which is one of the only ones that I've been able to do that's actually worked. I think I did try to do the main theme for that, and it just didn't gel properly. It just didn't quite work. I'm sure there's probably something I could have done to make it work, but when I tried it, it just didn't sound right. And I played around with it for a fair few hours to try and get it working. Instrumentation, changing the swing and stuff like that, and it just didn't quite work. Yeah, movie ones seem to be pretty tricky so far. Which is not to say that they're impossible, but it is to say that I probably would more likely lead away from them in this stream, just so that we definitely get a final product at the end. I was just thinking of having a song to match each of the things on your background. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's definitely a good idea. Wonder if we could do the Stargate theme. I had forgotten about the Cantina song though. Yeah. That was that sits in this nice zone where it's like it's obviously it's Star Wars, but it's like it's almost like an in-universe pop song, if that makes sense. Like it kind of is a pop song or like a popular song in its own right, and the way that it's structured and stuff, but it's just in the Star Wars universe, so it kind of still works on both levels, but like the main themes and stuff like that are a bit different. So what does that leave us with then? There's Star Wars, obviously, which we've got the Cantina for. We've got Halo, which we've already done the main theme for. We got Lord of the Rings, which again, that's a tricky one. I did try and do one of the Lord of the Rings ones, and it just didn't come out. Didn't come out well. Might be worth having a revisit at some stage, but probably not on this stream. Probably in my own time. We have Stargate, which the problem is I don't think that's iconic enough, I guess. Like, yeah, you could do the intro thing, but it's not long enough really either. Because I'm trying to think if there's anything like any other music specifically in Stargate that's like a little bit more iconic. And it's really just sort of the SG-1 theme that comes to mind. Isn't the Cantina one already jazzified somewhat? A little bit, yeah. It's the instrumentation changed up a little bit and added a little bit of extra swing to it, but it was an easier one to do than some of the other ones for sure. My suggestions is maybe one of the Sims soundtracks. Those are pretty good, to be honest. See, when I looked up, this is a problem with not having played The Sims before. When I looked up for like in my various endeavors to look up for songs or soundtracks of games or whatever, iconic soundtracks for games to look up and convert. The Sims did come up a couple times. The problem is I've never really heard it because I've never really played The Sims. So it just, I'm like, I don't even know what it sounds like. I mean, we could have a listen. There's no reason we can't have a listen. Which one would you say? Which is the most iconic one? Most iconic Sims song. No, I don't want Simlish covers. That's not what I mean. Soundtrack. You reckon the Sims 4 main menu theme? Like right when you load in. So there's one from this the original Sims. So there's 3 main theme. The Sims main theme from Sims 2. It's The Sims from The Sims 4. Buying lumber. The Sims. Under construction, The Sims. Oh, I want to hear what this one is. Have you got the Wii theme? So I have tried. I've looked at the Wii theme several times. The Me Channel one, because that is an absolute banger. And I didn't manage to get it working originally, but I kind of want to have a look at that. I want to listen to this theme though. Probably get copy strike. Oh, video unavailable. Nice. Here's a YouTube link at least. It deletes links. Yeah. That's Twitch. We've been through that a couple times. That you can't post links unless you're a mod. Sims under construction. Wait, no, just like that. Let's see what that sounds like. Literally just a YouTube link. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. Any links will, because the problem is it's too difficult to like try and build some sort of framework and specifically differentiate between different things. Links are just a no-go unless you're a mod. That's the easiest way, especially on my end, to deal with it, to deal with any issues that could come up there. So yeah, to Discord, there you go. Yeah, put it in Discord. That's the best way to get links through. I'm gonna have a look at this one first. No, stop it. All right, we're gonna turn it down a bit. All right, this is the under construction song. This actually does ring a little bit of a bell from other people that I've watched that play The Sims, or at least have this in their videos or whatever. We've got to spin the wheel as well. Let's spin the wheel now to see what it is. Ooh, tongue twister. All right, give me a tongue twister. That could be a possibility. That's already got a little bit of a little bit of something to it as well. I hate that. Alright, under construction, remember that. Alright, let me have a look at this other one. Go away, I don't care. Alright, the main theme soundtrack. Alright, here we go. Oh, this now sounds vaguely familiar as well. Oh, what? Really? If I changed... I was trying to clear a notification while I was listening to it. But it keeps... Okay. Alright, let's try again. Might be a little difficult to add enough of my own spin to it. Also, I don't know that I can find a MIDI. Just looking now, doesn't really look like there's a MIDI for it that I can find. I reckon the under construction one there will probably have something. Yeah, this is the eternal dilemma. Trying to get these songs is actually finding a MIDI for it so that we don't have to wait forever. Do they not have one either? Really? I'm actually surprised by that. Alright, that's enough of demonetization. Not that it matters on Twitch, but Sadly, it doesn't look like I can find things for that. Something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thought. Oh, right. Sorry. Sorry. I completely forgot. We're doing a tongue twister. I was like, wait, is this a song suggestion? No. What was the place? Okay, here we go. I'll do it in just a sec. Just want to see if this place has it. It doesn't. Because I've actually heard that one before, but it doesn't look like it's there. Man, this is proving to be a lot more difficult than I anticipated. We have The Sims 3, The Sims theme. We've got that one. Hold on, let's see how that sounds. This is gonna sound so silly, because it's like the MIDI one. And it's like sped up because it's in the browser. This sounds like something from the NES. Obviously because it's MIDI. There's that one. Alright, let's do this tongue twister. Something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered, threatening the 3D thoughts of Matthew the Thug, although theatrically it was only the 13,000 thistles and thorns through the underneath of his thigh that the 30-year-old thug thought of that morning. Wowzers, that's a good one. That's a good one. Somehow nailed that though. And I swear I didn't pre-read it. Just like that first line, because I accidentally started reading before. But after that, it was all me. To be honest, it's very reminiscent of my old Sims days. 80s nostalgia vibes. Feel bad for those Sims I accidentally starved from oversight of needs. That's the best way to play The Sims, I think. Well, we can do that one, if people are happy with that. I was debating sort of how long to wait for people to come in to help decide. I want to actually, what I want to do before I choose that one, I want to see, hello? I want to see if I can get the me theme. Because I know it's there, but I don't know how long it is, if that makes sense. Because for some reason, some of them, people only make like 1 minute midis or something for like a 3-minute track. And it doesn't contain all the information. Even with like loops, it just doesn't contain enough. So I just need to I want to check this one again. To see if it's gonna work. Alright, let's see. Oh, it's only got that's not very promising. Okay, it only goes for 1:40 and it doesn't have more than one channel, so that's gonna be a no. Is there another one? Man, who would have thought this was gonna be the hardest part? Oh, there's these two. Maybe they'll have it. I didn't see these ones originally. Oh yes, murder. I do love a good bit of murder sometimes. Okay, well that's got 2 tracks. That's it's 25 seconds long. What a waste of my time. So useless. Alright, we've got one more shot here, hopefully. It's only one. And it only goes through midnight. Yeah, I don't think this was the expected hardest part. I knew that this part was going to be a little difficult. But I wasn't expecting the songs that we did end up thinking about doing, I wasn't expecting those to be the tricky ones. Yeah. Now it looks like, all right. Let's see what this one looks like when I import it into my program. It's the right length, but there's only one track, which makes it incredibly hard because that means we end up with this. Okay, we end up with this. To be fair, let's replace it with a better piano. We'll just quickly check this message to see if it's... So that sounds fine, but unfortunately, that means all of it has to be piano, because let me show you what I'm looking at here. This is what this looks like. All of these notes are all piano. And I could manually go in and cut out all the parts and make them into separate things, but these should all be separate tracks, so that I can just plug in different instruments. So that's unfortunately not going to work. Damn. Alright, I've also got to go and quickly fix something up. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back. Alright. Let's try and do a bit of a search. I'm gonna go on this site that I know has some good stuff. Let's see if we can find some popular ones that might work. If nobody has any other suggestions. Welcome back to hell. Thank you. It's frustrating when the ones that you think should be fine just don't work. None of those particularly exciting. Nope. Already got Fly Me to the Moon. Oh, actually, that's a... I want to see... I want to have a look at this. I don't know what this is going to be like. Let's have a look. One track? Why do people make one track midis? Come on. It's a waste of everyone's time. We've already got that. Damn, son. Careless Whisper? What's I'm trying to remember what that song even is. Let's see. It's obviously a very famous song, but... Okay, plenty of tracks. That is a good sign. Looks like it's a full song. 5 minutes? Alright, let's give this... let's see how this sounds. Completely untouched. Let's see how it sounds. Nope, not from there. Alright, everybody ready? This is so far the first thing that we've got that might work. That's right. I forgot it was this song. Might just turn down. This could be it. This could be it. This could be the one. I just need to turn this down. There we go. So that's hopefully not too loud for you guys. Actually, you know what? No, it's not background music tonight, so let's leave it not full though. A little bit quiet. Okay, well, we can work with that maybe. Ooh, groovy. Welcome, Life Non-Haver. Welcome, how are ya? That's just the straight MIDI without us doing anything. We are going to work with that. It'd be funny if there was a Rush E one, but that would be basically impossible since it's actually impossible with human to play. Well, the good thing about what I'm doing is I don't have to play it. But I think this is what we're going to use. We're going to use this bad boy. It's not going to sound like this. It's going to sound quite different. But let's crack on, shall we? Let's get to jazzifying Careless Whisper. Now the tricky part is going to be remembering to actually tell you guys what I'm doing to some extent. So basically, it comes all smushed in one package. We've got to split the track and then we drag it back out. This is what we're working with now. We've got all of these lines. A lot of it is percussion, which we are going to replace. And I do want to get rid of any information it has that's to do with tempo or volume or anything, because it will just get in the way. We can set it ourselves if and when we need to. They don't have anything. Okay, cool. Done. Easy. Easy clap. And then we need to make sure that they're all the right color, which sounds very strange, but see, these are light blue. I don't know why, but in FL Studio, if they're not green, it's not that they won't play, it's that they play in a different way. I don't understand how it works. I just know that if I make them all green, it works. So I'm going to take out the bass drum, the snare drum, the hi-hats. Wow, there's so much of this. See, and this, I also don't want this. It's like the high tom, which has got 2 notes in it. Which, no. That's just so many extra tracks for nothing. It's fine though, we have the main part here, which is what we need. It's basically constantly hitting the piano with your forearm until it's accurate. Yeah, I mean, that sounds ideal. Okay, yeah, this is all just that. Okay, so we can basically just select all of this. So that is all percussion. And then we can just delete it, because we're not going to use it. Does that delete it in here? No. Okay, so we need to find... Oh, am I going to have to do it all one by one? I am, aren't I? Alright. Alrighty then. One at a time we go. Thank you for the daily prayers, Non-Life Haver. I hope you feel blessed from those prayers. And also, in case anyone's wondering, the reason that I have my face cam down in the bottom right corner has nothing to do with where a certain little notification pops up if you've been on the 7 Seas. It's got nothing to do with that. It's just that this doesn't cover parts of the screen that are usable. Or used, rather. So I won't be having any slander in the chat. Okay, so now what we're left with is this. But bear with me. On my other screen, I'll just work a little magic.
It's not rigged.
It's not.
It's not rigged. It's not rigged.
It's 100% not.
It's not rigged.
get something here. There we go, this is what I want. Bear with me. We're still good. We're still good. And we can change the tempo of this. I generally do change the tempo to some extent at the end to get a little bit of a different feel. So we will work on that when we get to the end. This is all just very bare bones at the moment. Okay, now we have to make sure this is a 76 BPM, so we have to kind of counterintuitively put in 76, and that will make it to the 77 that we have, because we have to put in what it has, not what we want. It is a little short, but that's fine. We can just like copy and paste a little bit where we need to. So we line this up at the start here, and then we'll also just trim this a bit so that we can not have too much extra delay at the start. Wait, that's there. Oh, there was like a horn in the background. I thought I was going insane. I don't know what that was about. Alright, here we go. Oh, actually that should probably be at the start, right? Oh, actually no. No, that was right. It's already feeling jazzier. It's already feeling jazzier. If I knew how to understand the music creation things, I would probably give it a shot. It's good fun. Why is it still... Why is it playing that extra thing? I don't... It could just be because we haven't changed these yet. So this one's an easy one to replace, because we're going to replace it with our own alto sax, which is going to sound much, much better. We go in here, we find our alto sax. We let this do its thing. It loads up. That'll be good. We make it so it's the right channel. We name it so that we don't forget what it is later. You can also like color it, but ooh, I ain't doing that. Acoustic bass, perfect. We have one of those. Some of these are just going to be same for same, but it will still sound good at the end. Now this one's a little bit funny because I'm supposed to have it in here, but it doesn't work. So I have to like manually find it and add it every time. It's really annoying. I haven't had a chance to actually resolve it because I spent like several hours on it just getting it working. And then once it got to the working state, I'm like, you know what? That'll do. So we just have to do a little bit of pissing about to get it working. But then once it does work, we're good. Let it load. Shack a little bit of reverb on there. And then name it. Which is an upright bass. Boom. I wasn't thinking about the camera position, to be honest. No, you shouldn't be. There's nothing sus about it whatsoever. Also, why is it everyone I know has their entire application list on their taskbar? Because it's so much easier for me to just click on it and load it, so that I can just access it at any screen at any time. And I actually actively use a good portion of these. I organize my icons on the desktop in folders, hide the desktop, and put it on my taskbar. If that makes sense. I mean, it's certainly a way to do it. It's not the way that works for me. This is just what works for me. I mean, my desktop's kind of... Hold on, let's have a look at my desktop. It's kind of messy. Oh, we've got that. We need to close that. That's what we got. There's a lot of just a whole bunch of icons here. Look, it's not the worst. It's not like full. It's not the worst desktop you've ever seen, but it's certainly not the best. It's ended up that way, and sorting it all out would take forever, and then it would just end up the same again anyway in a couple weeks or something. So we're not going to bother with it. So we've added in the piano there. I'm just going to leave that as that because it's already called piano. Slow string. Now we need to figure out what that is. That could just be the cello. Yeah, that's just like a cello. Like strings. Keep like 5 things on my taskbar. Search function is my friend. But it's an extra step. I get it, and it makes sense, but it's just an extra step. Like, it's all here. There's space from one side of the screen to the other. I may as well utilize it. But, you know, it doesn't look as clean as it could, so I understand people use it differently, but for me, that's just what it is. I love that that's what that's what we're talking about. Your bloody icon management. We're making music here. Okay, so we'll put in our cello. We've got our nice emotional cello. We'll put it on proud vibrato, because now, listen to the difference this is going to make. We're going to make it sustained cello. And we're probably going to, we might drop it down a bit. That sounds so much better, but we might drop it down a bit and leave this as like a bass thing. So from D5, we put it down to D4, because it's pretty, like it was a D6, it's a pretty high one. Even that might be a little too high, but it should work for what we want for now. We'll see if we need more bass later. It's just like a whole bunch of nothing here, is it? I thought there was more of this to it. Thank you for the hydration. Is that how the song goes? This is the problem with not knowing the song very well. Let's get that sexy. Is this not supposed to be doing the melody line again? I'm gonna have to have a listen to it now. I'm sure there's supposed to be more melody line than that. Alright, let's have a look. So we do that. Well, I guess this is like, this isn't the melody line, this is the, it's like the instrumental line. We're definitely gonna get demonetized. So it just goes into that. I mean, I guess the only part of that song actually is just this part. This is like the only interesting part of it. We'll go with this at the moment, because even with this, it's still a nice chill background. So we'll roll with this for now. We're too deep in anyway to change it, so we're just gonna have to see what happens. It's like that sometimes, yeah. This is what happens when you don't get enough time to, or when you try and do it by the seat of your pants. That's what the problem is. Okay, so now we have to. We've got our main instruments here. We've got the sax, the bass, the piano, the cello, and the drums. Tracks 1 through 5. Now we've got to zhuzh them up a little bit, because you may notice that they sound a little flat. So what we want to do, we go for a slightly like lo-fi vibe here, in general, but we want to, probably vintage is fine. We want to add a compressor to each of these tracks, just to give it a little bit of extra pop. That you might, it's not necessarily easy to hear straight up, but if you could, like, if you had them between on and then off, like, there's a big difference. And then we also want to add a little bit of little bit of room, a little bit of reverb. So we crank up the size of the room a little bit. We make it nice and wet. Nice and juicy. We crank that onto all of them. In theory, you should maybe modify these a little bit so they're not all identical, but in practice, especially for this background stream music that's kind of lo-fi anyway, it's not really going to make a difference. I'm also going to chuck on the... where is it? Where is the over thing? What is it? Overdrive, there we go. We'll chuck that on now just so we feel the full effects straight away. Okay, and now if we listen to it, things will be louder, but they should sound better. And we'll have to balance the audio there. So much louder. And we also want to find... okay, the alto sax is the first one. Turn that down a little bit more. And we want to add a delay to that one. Just a little bit of extra space to it. We don't want that one too wet though. It's going to be kind of dry. Okay. You want the Seether version of the song, I think? Why? What's that? I mean, that sounds pretty dope already. Now I'm gonna do my amazing trick right here, which is because my memory is of a goldfish, and I'm gonna take a screenshot, open it up in Paint, put it on my other screen, and then, whoa, and then remember what each thing is. Alright, so now we need to put these at levels that make sense. So, for the sax, we want that relatively high, which is number 1. The bass can come down a little bit. We'll adjust these as we go. This is just the initial run. Piano can probably stay about the same. We want to add an EQ onto this so that we get... there we go. So we get a little bit of a punchier sound. A little bit of tinkle up the end there. We should be good with that. What's next? The cello. So I know that definitely needs to come down because that's loud, and the drums definitely need to come down. So now, just close up that a bit. Now it should sound a little bit better. Let's give it a listen. Straight away, much better. We've got a would you rather. Would you rather stream your entire personal life 24/7 for a year or quit streaming forever? I'd rather quit streaming if those are the options. Especially since streaming isn't the only avenue of creative outlet that I have. It's one of my main ones at the moment. But because I obviously make music, I could still do that. Whereas if I had to I couldn't do that to my family as well. That would be really bad. It wouldn't be nice. So yeah, I'd definitely go for the other option. Band, the main singer dated the Choc from Evanescence. Okay. I mean, this is already actually sounding pretty good. I don't know why these notes are like so short. It's weird. So crank this up a bit so now I want to see. This only works half of the time, but I want to add some swing. So if we go back to the start now. Let's work. Don't want too much. It's kind of weird. I'm wondering if I just like copy and paste that main line a bunch of times and shorten the song, because it feels kind of weird. Maybe have a bit of this extra stuff, but this is the good thing about doing this, is that we have the freedom to just make it sound how we want. We don't have to have it be exactly the same. Okay, hold on. Okay, good. We don't want, with the saxophone, we generally, at least my personal taste, we don't want things overlapping, so we might have to do a little bit of messing around here, and hopefully it still sounds good at the end. Yeah, okay, that sounded alright. So we're just gonna have to fiddle with this a little bit. What happens if I do that? Is that gonna sound alright? Okay, for some reason it didn't play the full note. Give it some space. Why is that playing such a short note? That's so weird. What's with the da-da-da? Why is it not playing the note? Is it like it doesn't need a really long distance? That's so bizarre. Sounds better, to be honest. Yeah, I think so too. You know what? I think it's just this, actually. I don't think it's the whole... There was an extra note there that wasn't needed. That's what it was. I was looking at the wrong note. Okay. Now, it's possible that we get rid of this, but let's just see how this... Yeah, that's superfluous. You often get this in a lot of MIDIs, where you'll just find like these extra little notes, especially if you're trying to do like a jazz version with the sax. It just doesn't sound good with extra weird double up notes. And so I'll often go in and have to like manually remove a bunch of these extra notes that just make it sound terrible. That's alright. Now we have to make a decision. Are we going to... See, I feel like that should definitely play again at that point. Do that and see what happens. Also, I think this is the same, so I think I can actually copy paste that as well. Okay, I kind of made that go a bit weird there. Alright, 47. Everyone remember 47. That's the number we're looking for here. We'll drag this across. 40. Oh, wait, was there supposed to be? Alright, let's listen again. Oh, you know what I should do as well? I should save it. Because otherwise, we don't want to lose it. What's that about? Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. We should have gotten rid of those diddle-it at the start of that one as well. Not just at the other one. So, this here Okay, so those go, and then this goes across to here. That should hopefully fix it. Change this. So this is 71. Everyone remembers 71? Wait, are these in the right spot? No, they're not because there's that thing there. Okay, that's what it is. Get rid of that. We get this one. Sometimes it feels like you just have to see through the matrix, you know, to find those notes that don't belong. What did I say? 71? Was anyone listening? Was it 71? I feel like that was the one we were looking for, right? Okay, we've got a little bit there. Yes? Okay, good. See, this feels a little bit too empty without the... Also, what's this about? Does it just end there? It's not the end of the world. Also, what I need to check actually is, does this bass go low enough? Okay, I think it does. Some basses don't go low enough. Or, oh, sorry, this bass doesn't necessarily go low enough sometimes. Because I mean, from what I'm looking here at the piano roll, it's all just like loops anyway, so I'm thinking if I create enough of a gap here, so what, 19? Is that where it would be? Yeah, so we have a little bit of a lull here. Same over here, and I think, is it this part? Go over here. That for now. We'll come back later and change it if we need to. Double this as well. Because like, even if we could get the main melody line when it's not this part, just listening to the song, oops, a little bit before, it just didn't sound that interesting. Oh, that was that ending. Okay, that's weird that it extends a little bit further. So let's maybe take this out. the extra hangover for no reason. This part here kind of feels like almost like a Christmas jazz song or something. It's like very basic. That might help the piano a little bit. So I can do this thing called quantizing, and I can make it all come out to a like it gives itself like a set time value, like a pattern. So I'm gonna make. A lot of people will say don't do this because you want it to have a little bit of extra character with the sounds, but it's just makes it hard to hear sometimes. So I'm gonna make all of them the same level. That one's all the same. And I'm getting a bunch of notifications on the phone, so I'm gonna have to check that in a second. Okay, cool. Oh, that's a little bit jazzy there, isn't it? Suddenly gets real jazzy. Okay, it's not urgent. What happens if we make it even jazzier? Oh yeah. Oh, it works. Oh yeah. There it is. There's the funk. Sounding pretty good, I think. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Now we just want to get this part in. Can we just do one of these ones? Just be a little bit cheeky. We only need like a tiny bit extra. Change tempo, I think it might have. Yeah, that did. Okay. Which note is it then? Well, I think that. Oh, that should be right then. Let me have a look. Because it should be, but it's got an extra one there, I think. Wait, so, oh, it looked a lot smaller in the waveform, but maybe that's just because it was coming to an end. Yeah, okay, that's it. That's fine for now. We'll work on that a little bit later. Okay, so we've got a fairly well working sound at the moment. I kind of want to add a bit more. I have zero idea what's going on, but it's sounding good. That's the beauty of it. I mean, we might just get away with this, honestly. dare add the delay to the piano. Will that sound any good? We need a little bit of something, but I'm not sure what it is. This is always the tricky part. When you've got something that you're actually pretty happy with, but then you just need that little bit of sugar and you're not sure what it is. What can we try? Let's try being reckless. Adding in some trumpet. Don't know if this is gonna work at all. Trying to figure out what I'd even put in Okay, let's see. This is gonna be.
My feet are killing me.
Yeah, same. Like that. Sometimes things just work. I can't actually. I was originally like, oh, it's not going to work with the overlap, but. I'll have to work with some of these times, but that's fine. Let's see what. Okay, alright. Hold on. Hold the phone. So I kind of need the gaps. We've almost got something here, I think. I'm kind of liking some of the overlap stuff, but then the idea of the trumpet was to put it in the parts where it's not playing. So let's just see what happens if we do this. And then we can do some overlap manually if we want. I actually really like that. I don't know if I even have to do anything to it. It's actually pretty dope. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Press all the wrong buttons. So, what if, hear me out, what if we go back to the start, we do our normal run through of the melody line. Oh, this starts here. Interesting. This is accidentally the best thing we've ever discovered. I'm loving this. That overlap is exactly what I was thinking about, but it worked without me doing it. And then just straight into that. I love it. Might add like a little bit of, maybe add some of the delay to that trumpet now that it's playing a bigger role. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it kind of helps fill it in more. Yeah, and the beauty of what we just did is it's not the same melody line, because it is, but it's flipped, so it doesn't sound the same. So well. Now the question is, this overlay here, what's this going to sound like? Actually, that is good, but can we get the overlay to continue into this? Because I'm just so feeling that. That is working illegally good. Okay, so if we take this and we put this, oh, you know what? I think it might need to be all the way up to there. We take that and we put that here, so the tips touch. This one doesn't have a dot here, which I think is fine. Back to a bit of just the normal. Now I'm going to make sure that doesn't replay with me.
Fixa 200 play the two login time. Maybe I will the invert than normal when the fat between each other in transitioning could work.
Sorry, what? Maybe having the inverted and normal ones fade into each other in transitioning could work. I'm not quite sure I follow. As in like fade the volume out? I mean, I'm pretty happy with it already. Oh, you know what? The reason that ends is because that ends. When trumpet overlap happens, the one preceding fades into the one after. Yeah, I mean that. I guess it's a little more abrupt at the moment, like here. Or yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good the way it is, but. I think because of the syncopated nature of it now, the cuts actually don't harm it as much as you'd think it would. Probably sound like I'm mentally insane, huh? No, it's more so just trying to imagine exactly the parts and the thing that you mean. Like, it's a perfectly understandable and reasonable thing to say. I'm just figuring out exactly where and when and how. But honestly, this is sounding pretty good. Let's see how the ending is. It's very abrupt at the end there. Yeah, that could be fine actually, just have the drums a little bit longer. Yeah, that's fine, that end there. I think we're kind of almost done. It took us ages to find the right thing to do, but then we got lucky with that flip. We do want to separate this into its own thing, but... I love those notes. Might even actually just extend this out a little bit to continue with that, just so we don't have too much empty space at the end there. Where would it be? 81. What would that look like? What it sound like? I think I put it in the wrong spot. Yeah, it's definitely the wrong spot. Where do we want it to start though? Because I like a little bit of this. just added. Oh, this part here. So it's like there you can just kind of tell it's kind of ending. Well, the beauty of the way that we've got it at the moment is it has a specific endpoint. Because then it does a little... Because one of my pet peeves actually is songs that instead of having an actual ending, they just fade into the distance. And I know that's not what you're saying there. Don't get me wrong. I know you're not saying to fade it out. Just make this specific part of it a little bit quieter. But but because there's no strings here, and there's a little bit less presence of the piano as well, with the extra syncopation, a little bit of extra space, it kind of gives that same effect anyway. See how there's like that extra, but it's like it's snappier and it has a little bit of extra space, so it's kind of has a similar effect anyway. It still feels a lot emptier at this end part, which is what we want. But at the same time, it's not like empty; it's just emptier, intentionally so. That was beautiful, man. We're almost done. Honestly, there's a few there's still a little bit to go in terms of like cleaning up stuff, but and we are gonna add some lo-fi sort of thing to it, so it's got a little bit of crackle, we're gonna go with the classic where is it, a vinyl crackle. Where is the damn thing? It's not there. It'd be right on the edge of my vision somewhere. It's after that one. I'm just looking through. I'm just to see. I sound like a madman at the moment. I'm trying to. Okay, here we go. I'm going through my downloads folder because I've already got a lot of these samples and stuff. Alright, so this is a nice vinyl crackle, and we're gonna slow it down a bunch. You won't even notice that it's slowed down. And then we're gonna go, wait. Just gonna make sure it's not having weird artifacting, which is best with that one, I think. After the last hold note, it kind of feels like there would be a couple more hold notes, but it just doesn't. Don't worry, I also sound like a madman. Well, yeah, I'm not necessarily like 1000% set on the ending just yet. I think it's probably fine, but the ending is always the part that I work on at the last. Ironically. Because the thing as well that you have to remember is that this naturally fades out and into another track further in the background of the sound in a stream anyway. So as long as this ends relatively cleanly, which it does, then we're pretty much fine. But we'll workshop it like if and when we need to anyway. All right, let's put this on. I don't know if you particularly need these parts of it on that, but yeah, sounds right to me. By the way, just to clarify, I'm not belittling any of your suggestions or ideas, or saying that I don't want to do them or disagree with them in any way. It's just a process, just a bit of a process to get where we want to go, and having the suggestions doesn't hurt at all. It helps usually, so just sort of have to work through it to get to where we want to be. I'm just gonna move this to here as well. Oh, actually no, because that is there. Okay, alright, so now we've pretty much got all the component parts we need. Now we just need to make sure it's all together exactly as we want it. So we need to go, we want to split this by channel. Alright, just click on something. Let's go throw everything out for a second. There we go. Now they're separate like they should be. I mean, you probably know better than I do. You're just kind of spewing random nonsense until I hit a good idea. That's what music is, though. Random nonsense until you hit a good idea. I might know how to put those pieces of nonsense together a little better, but without the nonsense, we get nothing. Just turns down a bit. We're pretty good here. I'm loving this. Now we start doubling things, so we're gonna have to turn down volumes anyway. Oh, that's, okay. That's not quite right, is it? Now we have to start making it sound like it's actually more than just one sound directly into our brain. Like doing some panning. Okay, so sax we don't want to do because in my experience that has made it sound worse every time I've done it. So we want to clone everything else and actually pan it left and right so that we get a more full sound. That volume of that will have to go up to compensate. Alright, bass. Bass is a relatively narrow one I usually think works well. So we're going to go with 25. Piano. Piano is a funny one because I don't have control in here. Maybe I do, but I never know where it is. Yeah. I have to do it the other way, and I don't know if it works as well the other way. Do it anyway. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. So this will all start sounding a little weird for a little bit, because although these say that they're technically that these things are cloned, it doesn't clone the piano roll, which are all the little notes. So this will all just suddenly go to like only the left side for a bit until we fix it. but when we're done, it will sound better. That's not what I wanted. Messed that one up. I'm just gonna delete it and pretend that that didn't happen. And then we're gonna try again. There we go. Fixed. There we go. Alright, we're good. So this one needs to be pretty wide as well. Not as wide as the piano. Okay, nice. 70. So it's mostly going to be in your left ear at the moment, especially if you've got speakers on. But we're about to fix that, so fret not. We're going to take trumpet, we're going to double it up, and it's going to start existing properly again. Bass. Piano. We need here. That's pretty much it. That's it. I say it's it, it's not. We're gonna do the mastering part as well. But that's like most of the work that we have to do here. Turn this up a bit now. Wait for that sax to come back in. Just make sure these levels are right. There it is. Ah, that's the wrong one. I knew one of them would be out. They catch you sometimes. They just go, oh ho ho ho. It's gonna be different. It's pretty good. Look, it took a while at the start, but we've arrived at the destination. And this has actually been a lot quicker than I'd anticipated. Because, again, we got really lucky with that piano roll flip that just slotted in perfectly. We didn't have to readjust the timings or anything, like the timings worked. This would usually take at least another half an hour or something in just this phase alone. But I've actually spent extra time just vibing, when usually I would take a little bit longer. A little bit less, sorry. Alright. I'm just going to listen to this to the end, just to make sure I haven't missed anything. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear me very well because this is up kind of loud, because it has to be. almost there. Just a little bit of space there is nice as well. With like the rest of it, there's always a little bit of something going on, and then right towards the end we get just that little bit of space, and then it goes back. But still that little bit of extra space. Oh, it's nice. I also sent an image of a Minecraft world I spent like 3 years building with friends in Discord. Oh yeah. I'll have a look when I can. I still wish I could get my Minecraft world off my Xbox. Because I built like an entire walled village with like 30, 40 different buildings or something. Like it's a proper full village with walls and towers and stuff. I spent a lot of time on that. Just to find out that I can't. Oh, what happened here? Oh, okay, good. This is why we listened to the end. I didn't realize I'd stuffed the drums there. Yeah, that's perfect. And we'll do a little bit of a fade in the mastering program as well, but that's, man, I'm super happy with that. So let's export it. Now I call it unmixed. Technically it's not unmixed. This was the mixing process, but for my workflow, this just sticks in my brain for the part that hasn't been mastered. Technically it should be probably unmastered rather than unmixed, but that's just what sticks in my head. So that's just what it ends up being. On the world, we have built multiple cities. Nice. See, on mine, it was literally just me, so I couldn't get the multiple cities happening. But man, the one I've got is it's got airships, it's got boats, it's got a barracks, it's got an archery range, it's got a prison, it's got an observatory, it's got a farm. It's got a marketplace. It's got a school. It's got multiple watchtowers. It's the hip happening place. The hip hop happening place. There was like one part that I think there's only one part that I haven't finished in that world yet. There's like one spot where I just don't know what final building to put there, and it's a little bit sad, unfortunately. I completed like almost all of it, and then just didn't really know what to put there. But yeah, it's still on my Xbox, but I just can't get to it on my PC. Sadly, it's creative mode because it's basically impossible to build what we have built in survival. I built mine almost entirely in survival. It took so long. Okay, to be fair, in the second half of building the city, I started using creative mode just to like fly up and get a perspective on things, and to fly to areas that had sheep for wool, because I just didn't have anywhere nearby me, like anything that I could use. But like I gathered all those resources manually. Spans, if I'm correct, around 7,000, 8,000 blocks. Damn, son. I have no idea how many blocks mine is, but probably less than that, substantially. Pete, welcome. How are ya? I missed it. What's the TLDR? Well, I mean, you've missed the process because it went, that's the wrong program. It went surprisingly well. We got really lucky, which sounds weird to say about like making a song, or like doing what we're doing here, but we got really lucky, and it just came out great. So you're gonna hear it. Don't worry about that. This is it. This is the almost final product. Can we? I hate how this works in this specific program. It's kind of annoying. I can't like zoom the way that I want to the place that I want. Okay, let's put a preset in. We want the Jazzy Clean, is what I usually go for. There's a bunch of presets, which is nice. However, we do put this down so that we don't have the harsh tss, tss, tss of those hats, because I don't like those boys. And then we put a maximizer in to make sure that we maximize our abilities. Sorry, Pete. The TLDR is we did Careless Whisper, and we added our own spin to it unintentionally. We did a cheeky little flip of the melody, and added it in, and it just locked into place. And you'll hear in a second, it just worked, and super happy with it. So here we go. This is it. I'm gonna have to fiddle with these a little bit, but. It'll also be louder than me at the moment because it has to be. Look at these peaks. Look at those peaks. Sometimes it comes out a little different because we're changing a few of the dynamics and the EQs and stuff. Sometimes it comes out a little bit different than what it sounds like in here. So we do have to fiddle with. I shouldn't have closed that other window that I had open. We have to. The bass is a little bit too heavy, and the drums are a little bit too overpowering as well. So 2. We should be able to just drop it a little bit, and then 7. Oh, hold on, was that? No, that's the other one. No, 5 is what we want to drop. We drop that just a bit. So just make sure it's not peaking here before we export it. What's 3? Because that's going nuts. Piano? Why is the piano going so crazy? Might have to drop everything just a little bit. Okay, let's see how that sounds. So we're going to export it again. This part is like one of the parts that takes the longest. Just exporting it every time. So we just sort of have to wait. Which is probably good that we got to the... We basically had finished the song at like an hour and 18 minutes into the stream after not starting until like 30 minutes in. And I was like, man, I might have to like fill at the end. But then I forgot about this part. We have to like redo a bunch of things a lot of the time to get exactly what we want. But yeah, we have to wait for the exporting. Hate exporting. It's the worst part of any video, audio, any sort of production is just waiting for the export. Because the problem is that in a lot of things, like you can, especially if you have to master it afterwards, you can get what it sounds like pretty much straight up before you do the export. But then when the export happens, there's just something that happens, especially if you're mastering it afterwards, where it just doesn't all translate over perfectly, so you have to tweak things a little bit. Yeah, I mean, like I said, mainly with this one, it's like, because we've got all these extra presets in here, it changes the sound a little bit. So we just sort of have to fiddle a bit. Edu, welcome, how are you? Welcome to the final touches of the stream where we made a little jazzy rendition of a song to add to our playlist. And man, I'm actually super happy with how it turned out. I think it sounds dope. Which is a word that people use today, I'm sure. Okay, so we drag this one in here. These peaks should look a little different. Looks a lot quieter. That's just because we made it quieter so we don't have peaking. But we can fix that with the maximizer. Okay, cool. So we set it to the preset, Jazzy Clean. We get rid of that because we don't like the harsh hats. Chuck on the maximizer. Close that so I can see chat again. This looks interesting. Yeah, I'm hoping people have found it interesting and have enjoyed it. I've had a blast doing this. Like, I didn't think this was the sort of thing that I'd do on stream, but it's been real fun. Exporting always sucks. It does. It's like the worst part of it. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how people felt about it. Like, if they enjoyed it thoroughly, or. But this is what we've got. Now we make it into like a rap. What? Somebody just rap over the top of it. Let's get that maximizer really dialed. Look how flat that is. That's actually kind of ideal. Count's pretty solid right now, and this has been a pretty enjoyable stream. Perfect. I kind of want to do this again now. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I might start getting drowned out, but we have to do this to make sure it actually exports at a good level. Is doing some work. Let's make the limited listen. Isaac really just trolling. I'm just. Yeah, neighbors, I write music, never did music streams. Changes to Just Right Gaming, does music stream. What? You're getting drowned out. Yeah, it do be like that. Can you actually hear me properly when that's happening? I know you probably, I'm definitely quiet. Well, it's louder, so you might not be able to hear me as well, but change his name to Just Right Gaming, then the music stream starts. Yeah. It was funny how that happened. It's an elaborate joke. Yeah, I'm gonna change my name back next week, just so you guys know. Just to come full circle. I'll do that, because at this point it's already dialed in, like it's, and I'm looking at waveforms here. I'm not actually listening to the So it'll be quite a few guys now. So you should be able to hear me a bit better. But we're just vibing at this point, like, we got it. You're able to be heard, but it's like kind of like a concert or a nightclub. Do you come here often? Oh my god, yeah, it is like that. Yeah, it is like that. What about now? Is it still a bit too loud, or? It's better now. A bit more. That should be good though. It's way better. Cool. Oh. I think this is one of my best ones. All because of, like, I don't want to say mistake because it was highly intentional, but the way the notes just landed in my lap after doing that, and I didn't have to do anything to them. Ah, man. That's what feels good. Did you make the whole remix in this stream alone? Yeah, all of it. To clarify, I do cheat so that I can actually do it all in one stream. I get a MIDI file, I import it, and then I change things around from there, including instrumentation, add some swing, add a little bit of different percussion, stuff like that, to get the vibe that I'm looking for. I'm not actually doing the notation, the dictation myself, because that would take so long that I would never have time for it, especially not in a stream. But basically, yeah, I get a MIDI, I drag it in, and then I do all the work after that. Bam. I just want to listen to it again. I'm just going to listen to it again. I'll export it in a minute, but we're done. Like, I don't think there's much else I want to do to this. This is perfect. The flip just completely came in and saved it. Yeah. So, if you listen closely, I'll stop talking in a minute, but we've got the main melody line with the sax, well, it just ended there, but this part here though, the trumpet, this is not part of the song. Well, it is though. What we did was we took the sax line, we slapped it over to a trumpet, we flipped it upside down, we put it back in, and it just worked. Everything just, like, I barely had to do a thing. It was just perfect. It was so good. Okay, that probably saves time. Yeah, it's the difference between like an 8-hour project and a 2-hour project, or in this case, honestly, it only took less than an hour and a half because of the way that I was able to do it. I always did the notation just to practice my hearing. It takes quite the effort, especially as an amateur. Yeah, and I'm not particularly good at that side of it either. Like, once things are there, I'm pretty good at making it sound like sort of pulling and stretching things into a good sound, but it's just a way too long of a process for me to manually do it from the start. The flip tone sounds better than the original? Yeah, I mean, almost agree with you there. I mean, the normal one's iconic, but the flipped just works. I am worried though that when we put this VOD up on the channel, that it's just going to cut out the audio for when we were actually listening to the song beforehand and listening to some other songs to try and get which one we wanted to go with. So we'll see what happens there. What's the original called again? It sounds like a Zelda song, but my brain is currently not working right. It does, doesn't it? It's Careless Whisper. Like, it's such a classic, but you almost don't recognize it. Like, when you think of that main line, you're like, oh yeah. Like, there we go. There it is. When your brain's working right, you hear that and you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah. But when you get into the next parts, like, with the extra trumpet melody line, I think we've incorporated enough of the iconic for people to be like, ah, I know that. But then we've changed enough for it to be like, ooh, this is our spicy flavor. Welcome to I Write Vibing. I hope you're enjoying your stay. It's also a really, really long song, which is actually kind of good because it means there's less space that have to be filled with other things. There's nothing worse than trying to like fill a playlist for a stream and you've got like 21-minute songs or 1.5-minute songs. And you're like, cool, I have now got another 1.5 hours to fill. So a good chunky 5-minute song is nice. Knowing the origins of the trumpet, you can kind of tell what parts of it translate to the original. Yeah, and that's kind of the beauty of it as well, is that if you listen closely enough, you can tell that it is the same melody. It's like the same rhythm, the same notes and stuff. But it feels different and adds an extra layer that just wasn't there originally, where it felt empty. Because we don't have the vocals in it. Alright, bam, that was... I love that. I don't know what you guys feel about it, but man, I was just happy just listening to that twice in a row without even changing anything, because that was just lovely. That was great. What do we want? We want stream songs. There we go, stream music. Track number 46. Careless Whisper. I am the artist. It is me. That's literally how you actually do it. You don't put in the original artist. You put in the artist. It's you. Just in case you're wondering. You weren't, but that's fine. And this one goes in jazz volume 3 we're up to. Oh, I gotta have a look actually. What number are we up to? I think we're up to 6, maybe? You guys have no idea because I haven't told you, but yeah, 5. Green Hill Zone was the previous one. Let's go crack at that one. Have a listen to this one. This was my last one. This one was great. Anyway, I love that song as well. Let's put on just the normal jazz now. Get back to the... actually, you know what I should do? I should remember to change my volumes back so that next time I use the programs, they're not going to be the wrong level. Okay, that is... I won't was just gonna say I won't quit that yet, just in case something goes wrong. Oh, okay, for a second I was looking at this and going, ah! I should have done it! But it's alright, it's in a separate folder. We're good. We didn't lose anything, it's fine. I've got like doubles of everything, which is kind of redundant, but it's just my filing system. And then we're gonna add it to this. There it is. There it is. It's like an onion, it has layers, yeah. Gotta love those ogre songs. Banger. The Green Hill Zone, that thing was an absolute banger. I loved doing that. Honestly, it's funny because like I reached a point making these songs for the stream where I was like, I actually don't need to do any more, because like if we select everything and we go properties here, details, we now have almost 3 hours worth of content of songs for the stream, and theoretically we're good, especially with even numerous songs ago we were at like the 2 hour mark, and that would mean that on a normal stream we'd probably have a couple repeats, because let's be honest, we never end at 2 hours. As it stands, we're a couple minutes over, although we have the intro, so I guess we're still under. And I was like, do I want to do this because I want to just have the redundancies? Classic desktop chaos. Shut up. Do I want to do this because I want the redundancies? Yes, but also, bruh, I'm just enjoying it. It's just fun. It's just good to be able to. Let's just cover all those icons. There's no chaos here. Just to be able to make some cool sounding stuff, and then also like with the added benefit of being able to, when I put it on YouTube and when I'm streaming and stuff, not get copyright claims, not get muted, not get in trouble for stuff, because although these are covers, I did make all of it. Yes, I used a cheat sheet, but the thing is, all those notes already existed. It's not like I was stealing anyone's work. Those notes were already existent in the song. I just took out the middleman of having to listen myself and write it out for like several hours, and then just worked with the instrumentation that I had to make it sound the best that I could. There we go. Let's maybe get rid of Crazy Desktop, shall we? What do we all think of that? I don't know how many people are here. I'm sure there's a bunch of people probably lurking, especially for a stream like that, just listening to the vibes. But how do we feel about that? What do we think? Tonight normally would have been a Cyberpunk stream, but last week, aside from the fact that I was feeling very frustrated with Cyberpunk and it trolled me quite a lot, I just randomly thought, why not do one of these? Why not give it a crack? And I did, and I think it was worth it. The hardest part was finding the song to do, funnily enough. We struggled a bit at the start to find something, because it's hard to find something that you know and has a MIDI that I can use. What's the programs you use? Yeah, what programs? So, okay, let's load it back up on here. This one here, the main program that I use, the DAW, the DAW, if you will, is called FL Studio or Fruity Loops Studio. I'm just trying to see if there should be an about here, I think. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is, but I've got the producer version, but it's called FL Studio or Fruity Loops Studio. That's what I use for all this. And then I think you can technically master in this, but I like getting a clean, like doing everything I can here and then putting it into something else to do the mastering. I've never really looked into mastering in FL Studio, but the other program that I use that I feel it feels like it has better capability as well is this one, which is iZotope Ozone 8, which is very handy. It's like post-processing stuff, and one of the things I love about it is we've got these presets that we can use. There's a bunch of all-purpose stuff, but the genre-specific stuff is where it's at. We go in here, we find something. Jazzy Clean is what we use for these ones. For my for my songwriter stuff, the stuff where I actually do my singing and stuff like that, I'll use Smooth Folk, because that gives us a bit of a richer tone for the vocals, and everything feels a little bit warmer and nicer. And yeah, a bunch of this is just preset, and then we just like fiddle with these a little bit, depending on the specific song, whatever it needs. Usually add. I actually messed up this one time annoyingly, but this is still what I need. Yeah, and so we play with it there. So that's what I use. And if we want to go a little bit deeper, when it comes to when I do music, like my actual stuff, Audacity is what I record the audio in. For like when I sing, rather. That's what I record my singing voice through here. Okay? I record my singing voice through here. Bam, there it is. There's the singing voice. This is a free program as well, so this is the easiest one. The other ones, not so much. Audacity is free though. Yeah. That's what I use. Great singing, thank you. That reminds me, does anyone want a preview of the song that's coming out? Does anyone feel like a preview? Or do we want to wait? Actually me singing. It should come out in like two or 3 weeks. Yes, okay. Alright, just debating which program I do it in. I'll do the finished one. It's not perfect because I have to do it all myself, and when instrumentation stuff comes with its own challenges for sure, but as a whole it's not too difficult to make it sound at least passable. But as soon as you add in vocals, everything becomes so much more difficult. Alright, are we ready? Get ready for let's put it over to this screen. We'll pause this. Here we go, I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste. Yeah, let's just go from the start. We'll just play a little bit. Alright, this is it. It's very different, fairly different from my other stuff. Not finished yet? No, it is finished. This is ready to go. This is already in release. Ready to leave it all behind. We'll hit the road, turn up the radio, and never say goodbye. We'll listen to the chorus and then we'll cut it, because the chorus is probably the best part. Anyway. It's so much easier to run from everything that's in my way. So much easier to face it when I'm 1,000 miles away. It's so much easier to fool them into thinking I'm okay. It's so much easier to blame them for all of my mistakes. That's it. That's all you get. That's it. that's in release. Or you know what? I'm pretty happy with the album art as well, so I'll show you that as well. There's the album art. Doesn't that look fancy? Look at that boy. Look at him. Holy crap, is that your voice? It sounds so different in a higher pitch. Yeah, that's me. That's 100% me. That is my singing voice. Matt Demons. Matt Demons! Retro, welcome. Welcome to the end of the stream. I was just showing off my new single that's coming out. Oh my goodness. There it is. A little bit of a taster, a bit of a teaser. So if you guys like that, I am on Spotify. Isaac Wright, you can find me on Spotify. Hold on. Now I'm just gonna keep doing this, aren't I? I'm just gonna keep switching back. Like, oh, look at me go. I don't know what this is. Wakanda Forever. Okay, sure. So if you go in here, you search, you go Isaac Wright. There I am. That's me. This is the one. Villain is my most recent single, which came out like a month or so ago, and then this one was a couple months before that, and yeah, there you go. Just a little bit of a self-promotion there. I mean, it's my own channel. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? This is my stream. I do what I want. Yeah. It's all there. It's all there. Retro. I said welcome, but it's retro time. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I'm like, how is that the same person? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's the same with a lot of people. With a lot of people when they sing, like their singing voice, especially like, I don't know, a lot of people you see, and you're like, okay, they're gonna sing, right? You're there for their singing, whatever. And then when they open their mouth, they start singing. You're like, that's not you. That isn't you. You can't be. And that's, yeah. I feel like that's what's happened. Because I don't like, I like to sing powerfully and in falsetto sometimes, and like higher registers and stuff like that. And obviously when I speak, I'm not doing that, so it does definitely come across differently. Need to rename your artist name to Just Right Gaming there too. True. Gotta do the full rebrand. Or maybe I need to, maybe because we've done music streams now, maybe I need to rename this channel. Maybe something like, you know, fairly snappy and like a bit of a, almost like a play on words, like, because my last name's obviously Wright, but with a W. If I was to be like, I write music, because I write music, right? As in write, exactly, as in I write music. Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to do a name change to that. What do we think about that? Ban him? You can't promote on your own channel. Get out of here. I'm good. How is everyone this fine day or night, morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world? I'm really good, actually. I'm just kind of high on my own petard? That's not a thing. That's not a saying. We put together a song. We did a nice jazz rendition of Careless Whisper, and it just went better than expected. And it is a bop. I'm super happy with it. Like, genuinely. Sometimes I'm like, with stuff I've done, I'm like, it's good for me. I'm just happy with that one. Like, that one was just good. I'm sure people can disagree with me, but I'm not gonna let them, because that was great. Full circle. He's onto something. Yeah, it'd be crazy if we had this. We changed his name because, like, Just Right Gaming. Like, it makes sense. It's just right for gaming, but But what if we did music content? What would our name be then? But yeah, I managed to put my jaw back correctly after eating sorry, eating the whole bowl of cereal. Oh, good. It's good to hear that your jaw's reattached, because that while that was the only correct way to consume a bowl of cereal, it does potentially present yourself with numerous more issues going forward. So it's good to know that your jaw is reattached. Just Right music stream. Just write some music. God damn it. I mean, the thing is, I didn't write the music, I guess, anyway, so it kind of doesn't work in that sort of sense, but definitely presents issues, yeah. Eating sometimes can be beneficial to one's existence, so I've heard. Yeah. Just Steel's music sounds good as well. Bruh. I put my heart and soul into that. I copied and pasted those notes. I flipped that piano line. I chose that saxophone out of the one option that I had, which was saxophone. How dare you disrespect me in my own house? How rude. Just Yoinks music? God damn it. I've been exposed. I've been exposed. The notes were not his. He stole them. They were somebody else's. The notes of that famous song that's been around for 50 years, they weren't his. He took them. God damn. That is so sad. That is so sad. Just Right cancelled, I think it should be. At this point, crikey. Yeah, man, I had a blast doing that. So I will just quickly do a schedule, especially if anyone is new to the stream and lurking or whatever. I am a variety streamer. Usually I do gaming content, but I'm also a musician. As the guitar may have given away. I did move the guitar slightly, so the framing was better, but we have to put something here. Eventually something's going to go there. It's going to be fun. Yeah, so I do music, and that's what we did today. We decided to produce a jazzified cover of a song that you know, to go into this playlist that is getting pumped into your ears right now. Yeah, we did that today, and honestly, I had so much fun that I think I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna find a way to put it in somewhere, and we're gonna do it again. I don't know. You guys will be the true judges. It sounds like, from what I've heard so far, you guys have enjoyed it. So we're probably good to do it again, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah. So that was today on the Thursday. We usually would do Cyberpunk 2077 on the Thursday, but I said stuff it. Let's try a music stream. Then on the Friday, tomorrow, we are playing Halo Infinite with Air Nukes, our fellow streamer who we co-stream with every Friday. The co-op campaign for Halo Infinite has finally come out, so we're going to give that a bash and see how that goes. That's the game that we're going to do going forward for a bit until we finish it. We're not doing anything over the Saturday and Sunday as usual because I don't stream on the weekend. It's standard. We'll be back on Monday though with some... I was going to say Oblivion. Man, that's old hat, isn't it? No, we're playing some Skyrim. We are in the Soul Can. We're getting ourselves a bigger hammer. We've literally just gotten to the part that we need to be to get the hammer, and that's where the last stream ended. Like, as if to end on a cliffhanger. Tuesday, we'll be continuing our City Skylines stream. where we are pretty close to filling up the full 9 tiles and then passing on from that game to another one for a bit. Because man, I've enjoyed that game, but I think we've hit the limits of what we're going to accomplish there. So we're gonna go through a few different city builders and tycoon games and stuff in that slot. And then Wednesday, we're going to be going back to Dead Space 3. I'm going to try and not tear my own lungs out of my throat, throw them against the wall, and then drop myself off a bridge using them as a parachute, knowing full well that they will not act as one, and dying upon impact. Because my word, that game was so frustrating last week, and I had some of the biggest rants that I've ever had on this channel. And that's saying something, because we've had some big rants. We're going to be going back to it. The hardest part will be the first part, because we ended on a really unfair boss, but we're going to try it. If we just get absolutely trolled for like the first half an hour to an hour or something, we may end up just playing Halo Infinite or something and then calling that playthrough and just being like, no, we're not doing it. But I would like to finish it because I don't like not completing games. So that's Wednesday. And yeah, then of course Thursday back Cyberpunk. But yeah, if you liked this specific stream and you'd like to see more of it in the future, please make sure you're part of the Discord, which I'll put a thing in chat. I think everyone that's still here is probably already part of it. But yeah, go on into the Discord and be like, yo dog, don't say that. Be like, hey, the music stream was really fun, we should do it again. Because that lets me know that it was worth doing, you know? The gaming streams are great. One of the reasons that, because we originally, when we were I Write Music, I always wanted to do more music streams, like me actually singing and playing, but the problem is that I have a daughter that sleeps on the other side of that wall, and if I just start cranking out tunes at like just after her bedtime, it's not gonna work. But doing this, what we did tonight, headphones on, away we go, done. So with that sort of format, we can easily do some more, I reckon. Anyway, I'm pretty sure everyone has already sort of gone to bed or left us. So what we should do is we should raid out and stop yapping. But I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. We're gonna raid Ed. He's playing Thymesia. Don't know what that is. But we're gonna go and give him some love. Just woke up, not going anywhere. Still here? Okay. Well, I would love to be able to stream longer, but unfortunately, it's almost midnight. You should definitely organize another actual music stream, like me singing actual music stream. I would like to, but it's just between me constantly being sick because my daughter goes to daycare and brings home the sickness, waka waka. That's not what it is. Well, I don't know what it is. I tried to make a joke, it didn't work. And me having my wisdom teeth out recently, and then the timing, because it has to be like specifically on a Saturday or something, or at a different time. Like, it's very awkward to do. But yeah, I do wanna do another one eventually. They're just significantly harder to organize. So I think having this one that we can do that is actually super easy to do and was really fun, and I think you guys also enjoyed by the sounds of it. And having that also then add to future streams, because we can put that music into the rotation, I think is a great compromise. But obviously, yeah, with the intention of hopefully doing a proper one again eventually in the future. I enjoy any kind of music stream. Wow, there we go. Perfect. think we'll definitely do it again. Down with the sickness. I understand. It's just how it goes, you know. All right, let's set up this raid with Ed. So please stick around if you can. Ed is a delightful streamer, variety streamer from the UK. I believe. I don't know if he actually lives in the UK, but he's from the UK, I guess. Yeah, he's playing some Thymesia. Don't know what it is. Haven't played it before. I don't really know what it's about. But stick around and say hello. He's a nice chap. And you get points for letting Wilhelm out of the basement. Don't know why you'd want to do that. But some people do. So there's that. Anyway. Tomorrow, for the Halo Infinite stream with Aaron, we're going to be starting co-op campaign of that. Next week, for some Cyberpunk, we'll be back in Cyberpunk. Otherwise, yeah, have a good rest of the night, day, morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you, and I'll catch you guys next time. So yeah.